I think we can all agree and say that Roman Reigns is hands down the best Universal Champion of all time. To be fair, that is not a difficult task since the WWE most certainly does not care too much about that championship belt, or at least before. Most of the title reigns before him were a bit lackluster, to say the least. And then that is when Roman Reigns arrived, won the championship, and it instantly became the most prestigious title in the WWE. That is something that I never thought we would see because of the WWE Championship and all of that history. However, whatever title is on Roman Reigns and whatever he's holding is the top belt. I don't make the rules. That is just how things work around here. With Roman Reigns being the Universal Champion for over a year, that begs the question, who should be the one to dethrone him for the title? And that is a question people have been wondering for quite some time. So in today's video, I'm going to name 7 different wrestlers that could be the one to beat the Tribal Chief, putting an end to his long title reign. Randy Orton earns the spot at number 7 because he's probably the least likely to dethrone Roman Reigns, but there is still a chance, and I don't think he's a terrible choice. I think he would be a very solid decision because Randy Orton is a household name and he's been out of the world title picture for many years now. I understand he defeated Drew McIntyre last year in 2020, but that reign literally lasted like 28 days, so does it really count? And the same thing applies to his WWE Championship reign in 2017. Randy Orton won that and only held it for a couple of months before Jinder Mahal beat him for the title. I think WWE really loves big money making matches, and this seems like a big match that will make a lot of money. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns can draw a good crowd. People would be invested, and the WWE can even tell the story of Randy Orton chasing 16 world titles and even possibly trying to beat it. He's wrestling until he is 50, which means he's got 9 more years left in the tank, and that leaves a lot of room for a world championship, and I would not mind about this victory if he was the one to defeat Roman Reigns and dethrone him of that championship. Although the WWE did not do Karrion Kross too many favors with his main roster debut, he still has a ton of potential. If WWE wants to make him one of their cornerstone guys, having him be the one to defeat Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship could work very well. Karrion Kross has all the right tools to be the next world champion despite not really having too much experience on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns is going to hold that championship for probably another year or close to that, and in that time, the WWE really needs to start making Kross feel like a top draw. He could even possibly win the Royal Rumble to become the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. And I get that he's playing a heel character right now, but Kross can easily flip the switch and become the anti-hero babyface that dethrones Roman Reigns. If WWE is looking for a new star, this is the man that needs to beat Roman Reigns for the title. Jey Uso is probably a name that a lot of you didn't expect on this list, but I would absolutely love to see him finally get his victory over Roman Reigns. The story is right there, and it will be such a nice ending to what started in late 2020. Once upon a time ago, Jey Uso was becoming a main event star, and Roman Reigns essentially did everything in his power to hold him down, and it worked. Jey Uso is now a tag team champion, but his dreams of becoming the Universal Champion have come to an end. And I think I'd be so down to see Jey Uso realize that his career went downhill the minute that he joined forces with Roman Reigns. You could even have Reigns do something that puts Jimmy in danger, and this makes Jey Uso realize that he doesn't care about them and he wants to leave his cousin and beat him for his title. That's like honestly a good route as well. There's so many different approaches the WWE can take with the story, and an ending with Jey Uso finally getting his title win would be a fitting payoff. This Sunday, Roman Reigns will defend his championship against the Demon Finn Balor. This is going to be an interesting match because there's a slight chance that Roman Reigns may lose his belt right here. I doubt it though, but it's possible. The WWE is most likely though going to try to protect the demon version of Finn Balor. This is most likely going to include a finish that isn't clean, and that leaves the door open for Finn Balor coming back later to take care of some unfinished business. And since we all know I love Finn Balor, I would probably book him to win the Rumble and ultimately be the one who defeats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's also a possibility that might not just be a fantasy booking, it could honestly happen. Finn Balor winning back the belt that he never lost at the grandest stage of them all sounds like a good idea. WWE might be setting up for a huge WrestleMania match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 38. The more I think about their careers right now in SmackDown, the more it seems likely that this is the plan moving forward. Both men are being treated as the top stars on SmackDown, and Seth Rollins has been acting like a horrible person, and it seems like he's going to have an awakening, turning into a good guy because he's realizing he's been a terrible person as of late. And the WWE even teased this match at WrestleMania Backlash when we had a face-off between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and it really seems like we're going to see this somewhere down the line in the future, and I would love to see a babyface Seth Rollins take down his former best friend. The WWE clearly does not know what they're doing with Keith Lee. They literally have one of the most talented big men in the world, and they haven't done a single thing with him. If the WWE creative team and Vince McMahon have a small piece of a logical brain, then they would have Keith Lee be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. The match would be an absolute banger, but outside of that, they've already teased a future feud between them at Survivor Series in 2019. Additionally, the WWE can easily make the big man a huge star, a star that can draw money for the company. Keith Lee winning the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns is a no-brainer decision. The number one wrestler that is most likely going to dethrone Roman Reigns and should probably do so is Drew McIntyre. The WWE have obviously built these two as the biggest wrestlers and stars on the roster right now, and I have a strong feeling that McIntyre is going to be drafted to SmackDown and finally get his big WrestleMania moment in front of a live audience in 2022 when he beats Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And that is a very likely possibility. It really seems like it's going to happen. Drew McIntyre has been doing nothing for quite some time, and this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted people to forget about him a little bit to make them realize that he needs a change up and he needs to go after the man who beat him at Survivor Series in 2020. I could very well see it happening. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think should dethrone Roman Reigns? What do you think of my list? Anyways, on the screen right now are some other videos that you should totally check out if you have some free time. So go ahead and click one of them. I will see you all in the next video.